In the bustling town of Enugu, amidst the red earth roads and vibrant marketplaces, Chibuza and Amarochi's love story began. They met during their university days, Chibuza, a sharp-minded engineering student with dreams as big as the Atlantic, and Amarochi, a spirited young woman with a heart as warm as her smile. Their connection was undeniable, two souls drawn together by shared laughter, whispered dreams, and endless promises. Chibuza's family struggled financially, and he knew that a better life awaited him abroad. With Amarochi's unwavering support, he worked tirelessly, eventually securing a visa to America. It was a bittersweet moment. Their love was strong, but distance loomed like an unwelcoming shadow. "Promise me you'll wait," Chibuza whispered the night before his departure, holding her hands tightly. "I wait," Amarochi promised, tears clinging to her lashes. "No matter how long it takes." Over the years, they stayed connected, late-night calls filled with laughter, voice notes laced with longing, and messages that kept their love alive. Amarochi remained devoted, saving from her teaching job to contribute toward their future. Chibuza, in America, toiled day and night, taking on construction jobs and living frugally, all with one goal in mind, to return home, marry Amarochi, and build a future together. On their 5th anniversary apart, Chibuza sent her a silver engagement ring with a note, "Start planning our wedding. I'll be home soon." Amarochi danced with joy, believing their promises were finally coming true. But fate had other plans. As the years passed, Amarochi's unwavering devotion to Chibuza became the talk of the town. Suitors came from far and wide, wealthy traders from Onitsha, respected businessmen from Lagos, even a charming young doctor from Abuja, all eager to win her heart. "Amarochi, my daughter," her mother would plead, "Chibuza is far away. He might have forgotten you by now." Her father was even more direct. "Time is not on your side. A woman cannot wait forever." But Amarochi's heart belonged to Chibuza. She clutched her silver engagement ring like a lifeline and politely rejected every suitor. Some called her stubborn, others whispered that she was foolish, but Amarochi stood firm. "Chibuza made me a promise," she told her closest friend, Neka. "And I believe in him." Letters from Chibuza reminded her that her patience was not in vain. He spoke of the progress he was making, saving money, taking on more jobs, and dreaming of their life together. Amarochi knew her heart was safe in his hands. But as time dragged on, the pressure grew stronger. Her parents, worried that their daughter's future was slipping away, secretly encouraged suitors to persist. Some came bearing lavish gifts, others whispered promises of comfort and wealth. Amarochi, though tempted by security, always remembered Chibuza's words. "No matter what, wait for me." She waited. And waited. Months after rejecting yet another suitor, Amarochi's patience was rewarded. Chibuza returned home, and not as the struggling young man who had left years ago. He arrived in style, driving a sleek black SUV that gleamed like polished coal. His bags overflowed with gifts, fine wrappers, jewelry, and treasures Amarochi had only seen in magazines. The town buzzed with excitement. Her patience paid off, they said. "A man who truly loves you will always come back." Chibuza wasted no time. He called a family meeting and began blessing those who had stood by him. He opened a thriving electronics shop for his younger brother, bought his sister new equipment for her tailoring business, and ensured his parents would never worry about money again. Amarochi's heart swelled with pride. Her Chibuza had returned not just for her, but to uplift his family as well. The wedding date was set, and it became the talk of the town. Vendors prepared lavish dishes, palm wine flowed in abundance, and guests arrived in their finest attire. Amarochi's glowing face was the center of it all, her years of faithfulness finally rewarded. When the moment arrived, they stood before the priest. Chibuza's smile was calm yet distant as they exchanged vows. Amarochi's voice trembled with joy as she said, "I do." But as they celebrated, Chibuza's face grew tense. He felt something, a presence drawing near, cold and undeniable. He knew what it meant. "I need to step away for a moment," he whispered to Amarochi, squeezing into her hand a letter tightly. "I'll be back soon." No one suspected this would be the last time they'd see him. Moments later, a dusty car arrived outside the compound. Strangers emerged, somber-faced, asking for Chibuza's family. In their arms was a casket, Chibuza's body, lifeless and cold. His friends, desperate to locate his family, had brought his body home for burial only to stumble upon his wedding in full swing. Chaos erupted. Women screamed, children cried, and some guests ran in fear. Amarochi collapsed as reality struck. The man she had just married had been gone all along. The compound was silent except for quiet sobs and murmured prayers. Chibuza's friends stood at the center, their faces heavy with grief. One of them, a stout man named Emeka, stepped forward. His voice trembled as he began to speak. "We were with him that day," he said, voice cracking. He was excited, too excited. Chibuza barely slept for weeks, pushing himself harder than any man should. Every break he got, he called us his friends, talking about Amarochi, his family, the life he wanted to build. He'd saved enough to come home, but then, one last job came up. Emeka wiped his face with his sleeve. He didn't have to take it, but he said, "If I do this one more, Amarochi will never lack anything." He wanted everything perfect. The crowd murmured. Amarochi clenched her chest as if her heart would shatter. "It was just another construction shift," Emeka continued, his voice breaking. "But something went wrong, the scaffolding gave way, and Chibuza didn't make it." Gasps rippled through the crowd. All he kept saying before he passed. Emeka paused, choking on his words. He kept whispering, "Tell Amarochi I'm coming home, tell Amarochi I'm coming home." Chibuza's mother let out a heart-wrenching wail that seemed to shake the earth. His father, a man known for his stern presence, sat frozen, silent tears curving lines down his face. "We tried to reach his family," another friend added. "We searched, asked around, but no one knew how to contact you. We only knew one thing, that Chibuza belonged here, with the people he loved." The crowd whispered among themselves, some still bewildered. "But, he was here. We all saw him." Chibuza's uncle, a respected elder, rose to speak. "The spirit of a righteous man cannot rest when his promises are unfulfilled," he said solemnly. "He returned because love bound him here. His soul knew no peace until he gave Amarochi the future he promised her." The crowd murmured in agreement. Some wept, others nodded with respect. Finally, Amarochi stood, clutching Chibuza's letter to her chest. "He loved me," she whispered. "He loved all of us." In that moment, the confusion, fear, and heartbreak melted into something else, understanding. The town knew they had witnessed something extraordinary, a love so powerful that not even death could silence it. The elders declared a memorial feast in Chibuza's honor, a celebration of a man who crossed the divide between life and death to fulfill his promises. Stories of his selflessness would be told for generations, a man whose love was stronger than the grave. Plot twist, 9 months later. She was ready to deliver a baby by his ghost husband. What do you think she will give birth to? Your thoughts in the comments.